Hello, guys. Welcome back to It's Chris. Today, we will be doing a video on um, a 33-year-old woman who has no life. So that's what we'll be reacting to. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications every time I post a video. And if you're struggling with like making friends or like struggling with anything in life, just know it's going to be all right and that you're going to get through it. And, you know, hard times don't last forever. So I just want you to know that, what I'm saying. And let's get straight into the video.
I am a 33-year-old woman with no direction in life, and I want to talk about it. I will give you some advice at the end of how to deal with this and cope with no sense of direction. But for now, I kind of just want to tell you my story of how I got here. And it's not long and it's not that sad, and it's not like I'm not going to try to.
All right, but listen before she starts on with how she got there in her life. I just gotta say, there's nothing wrong with having no direction in life. There's nothing wrong with having no friends. There's nothing wrong because all those things you can get those things over time. It's going to take time, but you can have all those things. Like you always everything you want, you have to work for. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Some things, just come, but most things you're gonna have to work for it. And that's okay. If you're struggling, you know, just start somewhere, anywhere. And from there you'll just progress. You'll have a couple setbacks, but you'll always keep moving and keep taking steps towards your goals or whatever. But let's continue the video. That's all I wanted to say.
Make you cry. When I was maybe late teens to my 20s to like college age, I had a vision in my head of what I wanted out of my life, of what my life was going to be like when I reached the age I'm at now. And some of the things I wanted were okay, of course, I was going to graduate college, which I did, thank God. And then I was going to get married. I got married and then divorced. There's more to that story, but that's for another video. I wanted a big career. I started having a nice, okay career, and then that pummeled. Again, I can talk about that later, but that's how my life has been so up and down that I no longer know what I want, even though I've planned this life since I was really young.
Like, to her point, life isn't like a straight line, and I had to learn this myself. Life isn't a straight line. Life is ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And what you vision isn't always what you get. You know what I'm saying? Your goal is always gonna be there. It's just you may have to take a different path of getting there. It may take longer. It may take shorter than you thought. You know what I'm saying? It may not be at the age you wanted it to be, or it just maybe it won't ever come. Maybe your dreams will change. Who knows? But let's continue with the video.
And then when I graduated college, I had an internship, which is again, that's pretty normal. You graduate college, you get an internship. I got an really interesting version of journalism, and I didn't know I wanted to be in journalism, but I knew for sure that I didn't want to tell like sad stories. So I didn't really aim to do journalism, but that's what basically my major was. That's what I studied. And I graduated that. I was an okay student, you know. I got an internship for digital media coordinator, and that went really well. And then I was like, okay, this is good. I graduated college. I got an internship. This is life is gonna be good. Life is gonna be good. And then I never got jobs. That's when I was around maybe 23, 24, 23. I never was able to get a job that made sense with my career, what I wanted. So instead of going into a direction of entertainment news reporter or working at a huge production company or working in some sort of movie capacity, working in entertainment or anything like that, like I wanted, I never got any of those jobs. So the first 5 years, I graduated in 2015. So the first 5 years of after my graduation, it was constantly looking for work and constantly looking for jobs. I never got them. I had a few interviews, but I never got jobs. I never got jobs. And it just never, nobody wanted to hire me. Nobody wanted to give me opportunities. Nobody wanted, I don't know if they thought I was too dumb to do the work. The thing I kept getting was, this is literally what I keep getting today in my 33 years is, you don't have enough experience. You don't know what you're doing, so we can't hire you. But it's like, well, how am I going to get experience if you don't hire me? And that's still the struggle today, which I will get into later, about the state of my jobhood and how I ended up having no direction. That's exactly what it was like when I got out of college. It was constantly, you don't have a job, you don't have enough experience, we can't hire you. No job, nothing I wanted. I applied for, companies like Britco, BuzzFeed, Yahoo, like all their like fun media department jobs. I applied for them. Nobody. I applied for video editing jobs. Nobody. I went into the direction of getting a job just to live, which is fine. Sometimes you do have to do that. So I ended up getting like retail jobs. I got customer service job. I got a sales job, like things like that. Even though it wasn't really what I wanted, I still ended up getting those jobs. I stayed in that direction for a while, and those were fine. Even though I knew that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And then at 25, I got married. The marriage did last 5 years, which was great, but unfortunately, it didn't work out, and there's the end of that. I may talk about that in another video, but for now, that's where I was at 25. I got married at 25. By the time I was 30, the marriage was over, and then I had to kind of restart my life again. So I ended up moving. Ended up moving across the state. I was in San Francisco, and then now I moved down to Los Angeles, and then
But to her point, it's not easy to find a job. Like, coming from like my experience, like, to find a job you're like compatible with, let's say, it's hard. It is really hard because it's like, oh, you can get any job, but if you don't like that job and you're just using it as a way to survive, you probably won't be at that job for very long. So that's why it's more important to find something you love to do, like a job that you can do or that you love to do. Um, but I mean, that's better than going for like a job that's higher paying. I mean, like, it's always good to work like at a higher paying job for like a couple years, and then save up your money and then go off and do something like you enjoy, like a job you enjoy, But down the line, you gotta figure that out too. But let's keep going.
middle of COVID. And then last year, literally a year ago, after I was looking and struggling and
Do y'all think 25 is not too young to get married, but it's a little soon to get married? I feel like, well, I'm 23 now, so if I like to say, oh, I'm going to get married in 2 years, I don't know where I'll be at in 2 years, but I'm pretty sure I won't be ready to get married, but I will want a relationship, and then to build a connection, be building a connection by that time, hopefully. Um, but I feel like 25 is like, you could wait a couple years. I feel like 25 is young. You could wait a couple of years to get married. That's just how I feel. But I mean,
trying to find work that I really like.
people can get married at any age. As long as two people have a connection, they trust each other, loyal, whatever. It'll work.
Like, I found a job as a project manager at a tech company, and I was really scared when I first started that job. Something about the job didn't feel right, but I did it anyway. I was really happy. I had everything I needed. I had insurance. I was going somewhere in my life, even though I didn't have a boyfriend or a partner anymore. I was really happy because I was making good money.
Oh, another point is Another point is like if a job seems difficult, like I feel like with me, like I find jobs all the time, but I'd be like, oh, I can't do this job because um I don't do this very well, or I don't do that very well, so this is not be a good fit, so I won't take the job. But you should take a job just to try a job. Even if you get fired, you like some you gain experience, you learn what you like and what you don't like. But at least you tried, you know what I'm saying? So always go for a job even if you're not sure of it. You might even might love it, you know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
And I had friends. I was socializing. I was excited, even though in the back of my head I knew something was wrong. I still kind of just went through my life as best as I could. About a year ago, I got fired, which is how I'm in my position right now. About a year later, is because I got fired from that job, and it was really devastating. And ever since then, I'm back to my college days or early 20s where I'm having a hard time finding a job. I haven't been able to find a good full-time solid benefits, all those kinds of jobs in the corporate realm. I did get a few contract jobs right after I got fired, but again, they were contract jobs. They didn't That means they didn't last, they weren't permanent, they didn't have any benefits. But one job lasted 6 months and another job lasted 2 months, so I was able to kind of cover my bills in that way. It feels like again that nobody wants to hire me. It feels like again that nobody wants anything to do with me. It feels like, and I'm still getting that same thing. I'm getting the same, like, you're not good enough, you don't have enough experience.
Let me tell you something. What If you're going through anything in life, just know that somebody else has been through it. You are not alone. There's 8 billion people on this earth right now. And if you think somebody is not going through what you're going through, you're crazy. It may not be to that specific detail to detail, but somebody is going through a similar situation, and I can guarantee you. But let's continue.
We can't hire you, you don't have enough experience, even though my experience has demonstrates everything on my resume. They're still saying I don't have enough experience for the job. So that's how I'm here now. Is I am 33, no job, no family, living off of unemployment. I could barely make ends meet. Thank goodness I don't have any children. I only have my cat to take care of, but I still struggle financially. Again, I'm on unemployment and food stamps. I should make clear that I'm on food stamps right now. I'm not happy because I'm struggling emotionally, mentally. I just can't seem to get my life together. So I'm hoping that trying to create content for YouTube and trying to put my story out there will resonate with some people that are probably feeling the same way I'm feeling. As far as where I'm going, I'm hoping to start creating more content on YouTube and making more videos and
Mhm.
putting more time towards something that I really want to do versus waiting for companies to tell me that they don't want me and they don't want to hire me and they don't want to work
Good
with
idea.
me
That's a good idea.
and I'm not good enough. Da, 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 da. Because when I'm doing YouTube, when I'm doing my own content, nobody's going to tell me that. Nobody's going to say to me, hey, you're not good enough, you're fired, you're not good enough, you're not worth it, you're not worth the investment. Nobody's going to tell me that. So I'm really hoping that going on to some sort of video production on YouTube will get me to where I want to go mentally, emotionally, financially, and hopefully something will come out of this, even if it's just knowing that some.
I had to say something. There is nothing wrong with finding happiness within the struggle. It's like I know it's difficult to be happy when you're struggling, but you have to find enjoyment. Because if you're not happy now with the things because you don't have this or you don't have that, I don't think you'll be happy when you have everything. You be like some okay, now I have everything I want. Where is my fulfillment? I'm trying to fulfill my stuff in these things or in being secure. You know, even though like you may not be secure forever, you know, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a lot of money this point in your life doesn't mean you're going to have that money, you know, in that part of your life. You know, anything can happen. So I say is, you know, find enjoyment through the struggle.
Somebody out there is going through this and knows that they're not alone when it comes to having a very directionless life. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of this. So you might be wondering what I do all day with now without having any sort of direction. I spend a lot of my days inside the house, which sucks sometimes, but it's really nice to have peace. I do a lot of cooking. I do a lot of cleaning. I shop a lot. I'm always shopping for like groceries or clothes or when I say clothes, I mean more like window shopping. I'm not really out here like buying bags or shoes or
Like even like listen guys, even if you're going through the struggle, you still got to live your life. You still got to live. You still got to talk to your friends. You still got to go to the gym. You still got to do various activities you like to do. You got to go like whatever you like to do, go out to the club or you know, even if you don't spend any money, you know, just get out, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have to, you know, go to the local library or go to the, you know, go to the somewhere, anywhere, you know, you still got to live your life. So by me saying that is don't be in the house, you know, go live your life, even though you may be struggling, you still got to live, you know what I'm saying?
things like that. I do more window shopping. The other day I went to Rodeo Drive, and that was really fun. Some days I get really lonely, but I power through it by
That's most
watching
people.
TV, reading my books. I look for jobs all day, every day. That also kills time. I talk to my friends on the phone, things like that. So as far as advice goes for young people, I think that everybody in their life will have a time in their life where they just don't know where they're going and they don't have any control of what life is bringing. I think that's a thing. I think that's possible in every young person or older person's life. Some when women when their children leave for college and they're feeling they're empty nesters, that's something that feels very directionless because you're like, what do I do now that my kids are out of the house? When you get fired and you have to wait for your next gig. As far as advice goes, what I would say is these three things. Number one, have a solid, good support system. Know that there are people in your life that you can go to talk to about anything and everything, no matter
True.
what time, no matter what,
Hmm.
you know,
This is
where
good
you are.
advice.
You can talk to them. Always have something planned and something to look forward to. Something I did a lot of this year is I went to a lot of shows. I was able to go to a lot of my favorite shows. I saw Beyonce, yes, amazing. So that was something to look forward to. When the Barbie movie came out, I made sure to plan an event with my friends, and we had a really good time because, again, I was looking forward to that. Okay, so my third and probably final advice is knowing that this phase of life is not permanent. And even though it feels permanent, even though it feels very long,
The same
I'm
thing I was
assuming
saying.
that I'm not going to do this in like 5 years, 5 to 10 years.
So she
I
got
may
good
be like
advice.
this in the next year or two, but knowing that I won't be like this in 5 to 10 years is kind of also what keeps me going. It feels very permanent. It feels like crap. I don't have a direction. I need help. Um, it feels like that, but at the end of the day, I know in my head that it's not, even though my brain is telling me like, girl, what are we doing? If I am here in the next 5 to 10 years, I need to really reevaluate what is happening in my life, because that's
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 not
going to
true.
be a huge
That's not
problem.
always true.
If this
If
video
it
helps
takes
you in
if it
any
takes you
way,
longer,
shape, or
that's all right, you
form,
know.
please
It may take you
subscribe,
longer
like the
than 5 to
video,
10,
and
15. I
I'm
mean 5 to
happy
10
to
years.
kind of go into more detail about more stuff and where I am or where I'm going, and I would love to share more. So just
That's pretty much it, guys, for the video. Thanks for watching. Wait. Before I go, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Okay, peace. Oh, and make somebody proud today. All right, peace.